Hello, happy Tuesday. I hope everyone is having a wonderful start to their week. So exciting. All right, my name is Wendy Lee and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I am ready to do some paper crafting with you today. Yay! All right, let's make sure I'm in the right place. Not sure I am or if I am not. Hopefully I am. Okay, looks like I am. All right, so today we are going to create this gorgeous 4-panel thank you card. So it's an easy, fun fold. And when you untie this, it opens up and you've got multiple panels. What did I do? Oh, I'm holding the ribbon. You've got multiple panels, so you can write a note, you can add photos. It just adds a really nice, fun element by having all those layers, and you can see all these great designer papers all at once. Okay, we will be featuring the Beautiful Autumn stamp set as well as the Celebrate Sunflower stamp sets, because I think that these go together very, very nicely. So, all right, let's get started. Oh, good, I see some people jumping on. So glad you ladies are joining me today. So we're gonna make this fun card. So let's get started. All right, I'm gonna bring in, hopefully, I'm gonna bring in my paper trimmer so you can see this. Let me move some other stuff out of the way. And hopefully I'm in the right area of the screen that you'll be able to see. So I am going to start off with a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock, and this measures 5.5 inches by 10 3/4. And we're going to score this. So I'm going to place it in my trimmer and I'm going to score it at 3 1/4, and then again at 6 1/2. Whoops, I got to put my arm out here. Get this at 6 1/2 as well. Now you could use your Simply Scored or your Score Pal, whatever scoring tool you have. I just grabbed my trimmer because it's just a few score lines. All right, so we've got a second piece of Very Vanilla, and I've actually already scored it. This is 2 7/8 by 4, and I've scored this over at the 2.5 inch mark. Okay, so we'll put our trimmer away. Oh, no, we aren't going to put our trimmer away. I have to cut something away. All right. So on this panel here, so I've got the first score line, the second score line, and then this is my wide edge. I'm going to cut down 3/4 inch, and I'm going to stop at that second score line. So this was the score line that was at 6 1/2. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to slide this in, so it is at the 3/4 inch mark. And I'm actually going to start at this score line and cut towards me so I don't go too far. And I'm going to cut away 3/4 inch. Okay, and then I'll just lay this in the trimmer right along that score line, and I will finish the cut to get rid of that tab. Let's see if I've got them connected. I may not have scored or cut far enough. Yeah, we'll get our paper snips and we'll just clip that away. No worries. All right, so we'll just complete where I didn't get that quite far enough. Just complete that with our snips. Perfect. Okay, so then this is going to fold back and forth to create our fun fold. All right, so it's going to look like that. So it's looks like that from the top and bottom. Oh, you're not seeing the left-hand side? Oh, no. All right, I'll try to watch that. Oh, the left-handed orientation of the trimmer. Yeah, so everybody says I use the trimmer upside down. I like to have the arm to my right and I like the base down towards me. So I guess I do use it upside down. But you know, I was born left-handed. My mom can tell me. Yes, Gwen's on here. So I think if I remember the stories from my childhood properly, I was born left-handed, and back in the day, that was not a good thing, so she switched me to right-handed. So I do some things a little wonky. Some things I'm very left-handed orientation, and sometimes I am right-handed orientation. So Just a little fact about me. Okay, so now we've got our small piece that we've already scored, and I added tear and tape on it. You could use Stampin' Seal. You don't have to use the tear and tape, but I thought that this would make it easier for you guys to see. So I'm going to go ahead and remove, at least in my mind, I'm going to go ahead and remove that tape backing, and I'm going to adhere this to the back of that panel so that I'm just making this a longer panel. Now, could you use a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock and do this? Probably. But I'm trying to use my 8.5 by 11 because that's what I have on hand, and this makes this super easy. So then that's just going to fold up like that. And yes, you'll see the tab on the back, but we're not flipping it over to look at the back. So I think it's just fine. All right. So hopefully that makes sense and everybody can see this. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and adhere down some layers. So I've got a piece of early espresso cardstock that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. As normal, I'll update the description of the video, and I will make sure your complete supply list and cut dimensions is there, because I don't always remember to write those down beforehand. So we're just going to use a little Stampin' Seal and center it more or less on this panel. Okay. Now I want to go ahead and add some Designer Series paper. So we're using the Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper. Great fall pack of paper. You could use it for other things, but I really think it's wonderful for fall. And there's some really good prints that can be used for both feminine or masculine cards or projects, whatever you're making. So this one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 on your designer paper. And so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. Got the metallic. I hate to cover the metallic, but I wanted the speckle. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and add our next layer of Designer Series paper. So I've got this little print here, and I'm going to add it to this panel. So I'm completely covering that panel. You could leave a border, but I thought it was kind of fun to have the panel completely covered. So we will go ahead and add our adhesive. And hopefully I will get these placed pretty good. All right, not bad there. So next I'm going to add a piece of Designer Series paper on this very first panel as well. Oh boy, I'm making a mess of that adhesive today. I'm not stopping right. All right, so now that panel is there. Now I'm going to flip it over, or you can just fold it in, whichever makes you happier. But I'm going to flip mine over because I think it's easier to deal with. And I'm going to put this last piece down. Now my guess is I've got my adhesive all cattywampus now. All right, and we'll just lay this one, ooh, if I can get it straight, right down on the layer. All right, so now when it's folded, it's beautiful. Yay. Yeah, I use both. Yeah, I know. I'm a strange person, but I like it. It works. Okay, so let's decorate the inside. And normally I don't do the inside of the card first, but this one I'm going to because when I tie the ribbon, I don't want to have to untie it again. So we are going to go ahead and create on the inside. So I just pulled a scrap of the thick vanilla, but the dimensions that I would do if I were cutting this is 2 1/4 by 2 inches. This is obviously larger than that, and you're going to see we don't need all of that, but we're going to do it anyway. So I've got the Memento ink and the small sunflower, and stamp that down. Great. And then we are going to use this die from our sunflowers dies. Well, that would made sense. So this is going to go right down on top, and we're going to go die cut that. Okay, so then we are left with that beautiful piece there. Now let me grab a scrap of paper, and we're going to do a little bit of coloring with our blends. And I'm sorry I didn't do some of this ahead of time. You guys are going to have to watch me, painfully watch me color in this flower. So I am using the bronze blend, the Cajun Craze Light and Dark, and the Mint Macaron Light and Dark blend. So let's just go ahead and jump in. So I'm going to color the center of the flower real quick with the bronze. And then I'm gonna, just to get a little bit of a darker edge, I'm gonna go around that outside edge one more time, just to give that a little more depth, and then right there in the center. Since I'm using just one color, that will hopefully help me have a two-tone look there. And this might be odd, but I'm gonna do my leaf next, and then I'll do my flower petals last. So I am just taking the dark mint macaron, and I'm kind of tracing the edge of the petals, because that's where my dark shading would be. Stampin' Up! Does a really nice job, and they put these little black little hashtags. Well, they're black because I stamped them in black, but whatever color you're using, they give those little hash marks which tell you that's where your shading's supposed to be. So now that I've got my dark color in, I'm just going to blend with my light color. So if you go and overlap, it'll give you a nice blending from light to dark. I might have done a little too much dark on this, but I think it's going to look good. All right, I'm pretty happy with the leaves. Let's go ahead and get these flowers. So I'm going to take my dark, and again, I'm going to kind of go back behind the petals that are in the back. I'm going to try to do those first, and do this little tracing outline thing. Hopefully this is making sense by me showing it this way. So your one behind is going to have a little more dark than a petal that would be in front, if that makes any sense whatsoever. All right. All right, so those are all my back petals. So let's go ahead and do just a little bit on the front petals. These take a little longer to color than I like. I don't really have this much patience, but every once in a while it's very comforting to do a little bit of coloring. And some people love coloring. I have to be in the right mood. All right, so now we're going to do all of our blending with the lighter Cajun Craze. So I'm going to start at the outside, and then again, overlapping those colors is going to help that blend. This would be easier to show you the blending technique on a larger image than this, but hopefully it's making some sense and you can see the variation of color. I'm using pretty dark colors. I'm just coloring right over that overlap, really blends that nicely. It's coming to life. Almost. So close to done. Do you guys like to color? Or does it make you cringe when you see that you've got to color an image? I realized I tend to go to more solid images, but this sunflower is just so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to be happy with that. And the reason I didn't tell you, I don't think. The reason I pulled the scrap paper is when you use blends, it does bleed through the paper a little bit, so I just like to be sure that I'm not doing anything too terribly crazy, and I pull in a scrap. All right, so next I'm going to go ahead and die cut a couple of sprigs. So again, I'm going to use the sunflower dies. I'm going to use this one, and I cut two from the brushed metallic cardstock. Love, love, love the brushed metallic cardstock. It is the best. Love it so much. So let's go ahead and adhere one of these down on this inside layer here, and I'm just going to lay down a little bit of adhesive. Now, if it bothers you, you can add some liquid adhesive up on the, what are they, petals? I guess they're petals. But I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to let it stay loose, and then I'm going to adhere this down. This will give me a little depth and texture without it adding bulk to the card, leaving it how it is. So I'm not going to worry about it. But if it bothers you and you feel like that makes it too fragile, then go ahead and use some adhesive and tack that down a little more. And then I'm just going to slide that little flower right there. You could use liquid adhesive if you prefer, but I think that's fun on the inside like that. Okay, so let me slide this over. Next, I die cut 2 labels. I used the Tasteful Labels dies, and I cut 2 of that label right there. Okay. And we are going to stamp these. Let me slide the card out of the way. We're going to stamp these. And I'm going to use Early Espresso ink. And on one of them, I'm going to stamp the thank you. Oh, I think I got really low. Oh, it's not too bad. I felt like all of a sudden my arm had a mind of its own and it shifted on me. And then the other one is going to be Life is Better with You. All right, good deal. So easy stamping on this one. Okay, so I want to go ahead and lay this one down first where I want it placed on the inside of the card. I'm pretty happy with that right there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tie this shut with my basket weave ribbon. So I think I used about 22 inches maybe. I find if I leave it on the spool, I'm typically happier with it. And then I just cut it off when I need to. Actually, this one's almost empty. I'll just pull the whole thing off and we'll clip away what we don't need. This is a nice chunky ribbon, so it adds a lot of really good texture to the card. It's not difficult to tie, but you do really need to get your arms around it pretty good. I hope I'm in camera. I tend to, when I tie bows, bring it towards my stomach for some reason. It's an odd thing, I think. Maybe everybody does that. I've never actually watched someone else tie a bow to see if they naturally bring it in to their body like I do, but it feels weird to have your arms extended and tie a bow. Okay, I'm going to go with that. That's looking pretty decent. And then we'll just snip off this other end. All right, great. I'm going to slide this over just a bit because I want to make sure that it's going to clear that tag, but I want it to stay within the walls of the card base. All right, so now we are ready to decorate the front. So I'm going to lay a sprig down, and then I'm going to pop this up right on top of that other label to sandwich that in together. So let's go ahead and get some adhesive on here. So this is where you're going to tack your ribbon in place. You don't want to adhere it all the way around because you need it to release when you open the card, and I can show you that again on the card. So let's use some dimensional dots. Let's see if I've got some. Yep, brand new sheet. Love when I remember to do that. Grab new dimensionals and refill my adhesive kitty. I will make sure, I'm terrible about answering the questions and seeing the comments during the live, but I will go back after. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave me a comment. If you like this project, I'd love to hear about that. What you think about it. Cute, 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 cute. Okay, so let's finish this off with some bling. You got to have some bling on it, right? Just a subtle. So we're going to use the Champagne Rhinestones. And I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm just going to add a few on the front here. Whoops, if it lets go. Doesn't that add just a nice finish to it? So pretty. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so there it is, closed, and then here's the other one open. So this is why you don't adhere the ribbon down around, because otherwise then you couldn't open the card, right? But you don't want it to fall off, so that's why we've got it all tacked in there. So you got your open and closed card. Okay, before we go today, I do want to give you guys a sneak peek. Tomorrow is the last day to register for my fall home decor. It's Beautiful Autumn Home Decor class. And I'm going to give you a peek of this project. But tomorrow is the last day to register, and I'd hate for you to miss it. Here it is. Hopefully the glare is not terrible, and you can get a little bit of a peek of what we've got going on. But these are, this is one of a series of 4 classes. We've done the Halloween one, so the project kit is not available for that one, but you can still purchase the tutorial. And then this is the one that we're doing next. And again, registration ends tomorrow, September 23rd. And then next will be a Christmas one. Do you want a sneak peek of the Christmas one too? Oh, let me grab it. I've got it here. Just finished designing it. Hope to have it posted in the next week. Here's a quick sneak peek of the Christmas one. Okay, that's it. That's all you get. No more information on that one. It'll post soon. I hope you guys will join me. Take a fun home decor class. All right, bringing the card back in so you can see it one more time. Hopefully you'll give a 4-panel card a try sometime. I could see us making these for Christmas cards and being able to add photos. You could add photos in here. Wouldn't that be fun? You could add a gift card in here. That would be a nice little thing, especially for a thank you card, right? Add a little gift card in there. So, all right. Thanks so much. I appreciate you guys joining me today. Don't forget to come back and see me next Tuesday at 12:30 Eastern, and we'll create yet another fun project. Again, leave me comments. Let me know if you're liking everything, if there's anything in particular you'd like me to show, be it a technique, a fun fold, you know, just questions you've got on anything, just let me know. Happy to answer those as much as I can. All right. Thanks for now, and have a wonderful week. Bye.